Hello warriors and welcome to another The Rabble video. Today we're doing a set guide, everything you need to know about set. I'm going to go through every upgrade, every unique tech basically, through set bonuses as well, and I'm going to be doing as well a recorded game, a pro-recorded game, and I will also be showing you probably a 2TC guide, build order, how to advance and grab a second town center as set, which is helpful on high hand maps. So set focuses on barracks units. So basically, you get. Okay, we'll go there, but first let's talk about Pharaoh. Pharaohs can spawn animals of set. For example, if you select your Pharaoh as set, you will see an option that you can train some wild animals from there. In each age up you get different type of animals you can train. For example, in the classical age you can train gazelles and baboons that are quite weak. You can use them as a food source. And as aging up, in the mythic age you can train rhinoceros, for example, that are extremely strong. Or elephants, something like that. And yeah, then we also have priests that convert wild animals, but converted animals lose 25% of their food. So for example, let's say you're playing on Watering Hole and there is an elephant and you convert that elephant with your priests and you get it back home to eat it next to your town center. It's going to have less food for you to eat. But it's still very efficient if you can convert every animal possible in the map and get them underneath your town center where your villagers can very efficiently gather. And you can use empowerment on top of that, the Pharaoh empowerment on the town centers. Plus 5% spearmen, axemen and slinger speed. So for those who have played Age of Mythology before, in the past, this bonus is new. Now spearmen, axemen and slingers are faster, which an option for set is to open with double barracks and train spearmen and try to do raids around, because spearmen now, the spearmen of set, have 5.2 speed. So they're almost as fast as the old Danubites, almost as fast as Lone Wanderer Ulfsarks from the old Age of Mythology. So yeah, pretty decent. Barracks, siege works, Migdol strongholds costs minus 25% gold. That is known in the previous game as well, but it's a bit reworked because now it also counts barracks and siege works. So set in the past only had Migdol strongholds cheaper, but now barracks and siege workshops are included. So cheaper buildings for you, pretty good for you. They only cost gold, so pretty easy to build. Monuments reduce the cost of units in nearby barracks and Migdol strongholds by 5%. So instead of just talking to you guys, what we can do at the same time is show every upgrade, show every bonus in game, which can probably be very helpful. Ignore the UFOs once again, we don't want them here. So as you can see here, barracks only cost for set, where is it? Here it is, 56 gold. Almost as cheap as a dog. So basically you get cheaper barracks, and as you age up, you can also build siege works and Migdol stronghold. So the Migdol only costs 300 gold. For the rest of the Egyptians cost 400 gold, but for set it's only 300. And what else we have? Cheaper siege works. Here it is. Only 56 gold as well. So barracks and siege works are as cheap as a dog, almost as cheap. So pretty good for set to get. And Pharaoh, as we said earlier, Pharaoh can train these animals of set. So in the classical age you can train baboons and gazelles. In the heroic age you can train giraffes and hyenas, also crocodiles, and in the Mythic Age you can train hippopotamus, rhinoceros, and elephants. So you basically just click that and the animals start getting trained. That's how it works. And you can delete them and have villagers gathering from them while empowering with a pharaoh. Amazing, right? Okay, another thing. Spearmen, slingers, basically the barracks units are faster. So if you click on a spearman, 5.3 speed, they're actually as fast as the lone wanderer wolf sharks from the old age of mythology. You can see how faster they are. So you can run around with the spearman like a crazy boy and make raids happening. As well as the axemen, they're not as fast, but they are faster. And the slingers. What else do we have from the bonuses? Monuments. Monuments reduce the cost of units in nearby barracks and Migdol strongholds by 5%. So basically you're gonna build your production, you're gonna build your barracks and your Migdols only around monuments. Or let's say you wanna drop a Migdol on a gold mine. Let's say you wanna secure this gold mine. So you're gonna build a Migdol over there. Okay, we're going to build a Migdol over there to like secure it. Wanna secure this gold? Okay, we build a Migdol. But what you can do once you build a Migdol is also build a monument. Because monuments, whatever you build around monuments, as said, reduce, you get cheaper units pretty much. Look at how cheaper, they're a bit cheaper, like chariot archers, 5% cheaper. You can see the cost over there, camel riders, and cheaper elephants as well. So, let's say you do a build order with set where you start with a monument. Here we build our first monument, and we're gonna go for a classical fight. What we're gonna do is once we build the monument and we age up to the classical age, we're going to build the barracks around the monument in monument range, because we get cheaper units. Like the spearmen now cost only 47 food and 19 gold, 5% cheaper. So not only they're cheaper, but they're also faster. 5.3 speed, pretty fast. Alright, so and about converting animals, priests convert animals, I'm gonna show you how it works. So we have this mother nature elephant. If you select your priests as set and you right click on an elephant, it's going to convert it pretty soon. You can see this little thing over here. That means that this priest is trying to convert this elephant. Takes a while. It takes to convert an elephant probably takes up to 50 seconds, could be 1 minute per elephant, something like that. So you can basically train a few extra priests and convert animals all around the map. Like there are more elephants here, and here. Alright. Now about the tech. This is Set's unique tech, the clairvoyance. I believe I said it correctly. It grants you vision for free every like, I think, how much? Every 1 minute? Could be around there. So basically, vision is this god power over here, where we cast it. And now we have to pay to recast it. Like, we have to pay 8 favor if we want to recast it after the cooldown has finished. 8 favor. To recast it, another 9 favor. So what this upgrade does, this here, it removes the favor cost. So you can basically keep repeating vision for free. But you have a cooldown time. Every time, but it's entirely for free. So if we upgrade this from the temple, here it is. We upgrade it. Now vision is entirely for free. And every time the cooldown finishes, we can basically scout. The cooldown is not this short. We're using a cheat code for me to show you quickly all of the upgrades. So yeah, the cooldown is actually longer. Not too long, but longer than this. And you can use vision as many times as you want with that upgrade. What else do we have? And in the tech tree. So edging up through Anubis, we have the Feet of the Jackal. It gives more hit points to your Anubites. They're better at jumping, the special ability, jumping on top of other units. They have greater attack and more hit points. And it also improves the jump rate. Like it jumps with a plus 3.0 range. So it's quite good if you're gonna be abusive with Anubites. And Serpent Spear. Your spearmen, like as I mentioned earlier, you can use spearmen for raiding, and you can grab this upgrade, Serpent of Spear, because it adds 0.13 divine damage over time to melee attack towards unit for 6 seconds, which means, let's say we are raiding with this spearman, and we attack an enemy unit. Let's say this is the enemy unit. It's going to poison this. Do you see this green effect over there? It's poisoning the unit. So the unit takes divine damage over time without hitting it. Like it gets poisoned. Pretty much. Here's the poison, working on it, doing it damage. Then we also have the Necropolis. Necropolis gives auto gather work rate for favor. It increases it by 25%. So every monument you have generates favor 25% faster. This is a great upgrade, one of the best upgrades for Egyptians, because that means you could build few extra monuments in the early game. Okay, you're not gonna build this monument in the classical age, obviously, but let's say you're at the heroic age or at the mythic age, and you build these monuments. All of these monuments are generating 25% faster favor, which basically allows you to... It helps you reuse your god powers, because they regenerate so much faster. And you can either go for it, reusing god powers, or you can spam myth units out, which is probably the best option you have to make myth units with this favor. So edging up through Anubis, these are the upgrades. Edging up through Ptah, you get the Scalloped Axe. You get a more like barracks, a more like boomy and barrack based tech edging up through Ptah, because what Ptah gives you is Scalloped Axe, increases spearmen hack damage, axemen hack damage. Axemen are these units over here, the counter infantry, and increases the leather of frame shield, increases spearmen pierce armor. So basically plus 15% spearmen pierce armor, so spearmen are less vulnerable to archers. The raiding boys over here, and we also have the electron bullets, which increases slingers damage by 15%. So if you're looking to do a long classical fight, and if you're looking to get cheap farms as well from Saduf decreases the farm cost by 50%, which is a lot, so you pay half the cost to build farms. If you're looking to play this kind of game, spearmen, slinger, axemen, wadgets, and booming with farms, then Ptah is the god of choice for you. If you're looking to play a more myth unit based game, and with mainly making spearmen, then Anubis is the option for you. Then we have Nephthys. Nephthys has funeral rites. Okay, this might be confusing for some people, because In the old Age of Mythology, Funeral Rites was a different upgrade. What Funeral Rites was doing in the previous game was increasing priest attack against myth units, but what Funeral Rites does on Age of Mythology Retold is human soldiers and heroes dying, you get 5 gold for each unit dying in the battlefield. So you upgrade Funeral Rites, and let's say that this spearman dies in the battlefield. We get 5 gold for it. And if all of these spearmen die, we get 5 gold for each dead spearman. Which is insane. No, we don't. You know, they do. So that's what Funeral Rites is. It works on heroes as well. So if we lose a priest, we also... Where's the priest? Let's say this priest died as well. We also get 5 gold back. So if you're looking to grab an upgrade to boost your priests against myth units, then Nepti is the upgrade for you. So Nepti was basically the old Funeral Rites. What Nepti does is increasing the priest and pharaoh damage against myth units greatly, I would say. And that's what it basically does. Yeah, that's the only thing it does. Yeah, like adds 1.0 to all action damage bonus against myth units. And 1 is a lot. Plus 1 is actually a lot because priests have a big multiplier against myth units. So that's multiplied. So that's why I'm saying this upgrade is a must grab when you're playing against myth units. We also have Spirit of Maat. This hasn't been happening a lot in Retold, but doing a priest rush in the heroic age, you gotta grab this upgrade because what it does, it increases healing rate of pharaohs and priests. So your pharaoh and your priests heal faster your allied units, and they also cost less. Priests cost 30% less gold. So by upgrading this, it's in the temple. Now the priest costs 100 gold, right? You can see this. The cost of the priest is 100 gold. Let's train one. Okay, 100 gold, but if we upgrade Spirit of Maat, now priest costs 70 gold. You see this? That's how it goes. And then at last we have the Funeral Bards from Nephthys. We don't tend to upgrade things at the heroic age for water fights. It's very rare to see at the heroic age water fights happening, but it could be an option for you to upgrade this. Warbards spawns 1 Leviathan upon death with 100% chance, with 10% chance. So every time you lose a Warbards is the siege boat for Egyptians. Every time you lose one of these, you have 10% chance, 10 out of 100 for example, to get a Leviathan spawn for free. It's kinda how the Sage work for Hades. Like for every human soldier falling, Hades get 20% chance to get it back as a Shade. Kinda like this, but instead it spawns a Leviathan. We're not going to see this upgrade a lot, I believe, because people focus more on land, less on water fights. Like, way more on land. Alright. Other option for you as set is to age up through Sekhmet, and what you get is Bonebow, a very strong Chariot Archer upgrade. It adds 3.0 range attack maximum. The range attack maximum range. Oh, interesting. Yeah, what it does basically, it gives +3 range to your Chariot Archers. So Chariot Archers already have great range and they have crazy DPS. So if you as well upgrade this, they're gonna be shooting even further away. So they're gonna have even a better range, and you can kite pretty nicely your opponent when you grab this upgrade, and it's a strong late game upgrade as well. Slings of the Sun. This kinda goes with Ptah, because when you play Ptah and you upgrade the Electron Bullets, like when you train Slingers and you wanna get Electron Bullets, what goes nicely with Ptah is Sekhmet, because you also upgrade Slings of the Sun. which adds 0.75 attack damage bonus against infantry for your slingers. So basically slingers start countering infantry units with this. Slingers are anti-archer units. So if you grab this, the Slings of the Sun, then you're going to be doing damage to infantry units with your slingers. So not only your slingers will be countering archers, they will also be countering infantry. We also get the Crimson Linen, that's a new upgrade on Age of Mythology Retold. Myth units heal 20% of damage dealt by all actions against a unit. For example, and Scarabs heal 60% of damage dealt by all action against a unit. So let's say you have a Nanobite, and then you upgrade this upgrade over here. The damage that the Nanobite does to a unit will be healed by 20% of it. So let's say the Nanobite did 100 damage total to an enemy unit. This Nanobite will get 20 hit points back. It's gonna be healed by 20 hit points. Because 20 is the 20% of 100. So that's how it works. But for Scarabs, it gives great hit points back. So 60% of damage dealt by all action against a unit. So let's say Scarab did total of 100 damage to a unit. This Scarab will get back 60% on hit points, so we'll get 60 hit points back. So basically regenerating while fighting, which is extremely useful in big fights. We also have Force of the West Wind, which enables catapults an age earlier. So when you play Egyptians and you age up to the Mythic Age, one of the first things you want to make are catapults. But instead, if you age up in the Heroic Age through Sekhmet, by grabbing this upgrade, you get to have catapults enabled already. So you could do like a fast catapult push or something, but it needs some testing. Could be useful on water maps probably. Siege weapons, all action damage, and it also gives 20% extra crash damage on all siege units. And the siege units you have, myth units as well, and the siege units you have as Egyptians are the catapults and the siege towers. They should be right. They should be. Yeah. Siege tower and catapult. And it also works on myth units as well. So your Scarabs also get plus 20% crash damage. And it adds to all myth units actually. So your Anubites basically will also be doing crash damage, which is insane. With this upgrade over here. Then edging up to the Mythic Age, we have Thoth. Probably the meta for set currently. We have Valley of the Kings. Which what basically does, when you get this upgrade, when you're empowering a Migdol stronghold, it double produces units. That's what this upgrade does. So for example, let's say you edged up through Thoth, and you got this upgrade, and you're empowering a Migdol, and you're training elephants. You will be getting one free elephant for every elephant you're training. Pretty strong upgrade, and possibly every high level player goes for it in the high level games and tournaments. They try to rush this upgrade up because they can get many units for free very early, which is insane. Book of Thoth. Villagers are better by 10% for everything, basically on farms, on huntable, on herdable, berry bushes, wood, gold. And I think they even construct buildings faster, no? Okay, they don't build faster, but they have a greater gathering rate for everything. Like 10% on everything, which is huge. It's extremely huge. Book of Thoth is a must grab upgrade with set. And at last we have tasks of Epidemic, which makes your elephants cost less resources, and one less population. and also gives them extra 10% more attack damage. If you're looking to play late game with Set, then you gotta spam those elephants. Cam is blocking the tech tree. Okay, here we are. Task of Pandemic. War elephants plus 10% damage, minus 10% cost, food and gold, and minus 1 population for your elephants. This is it. This is the Book of Thoth and the Valley of the Kings. Edging up through Horus, which might be the next meta in the upcoming patches, because as every new game comes out, the non-meta gods or the non-meta, how's it say, like, let's say, this is what happened at least on AoE4 previously. They would buff the age paths that nobody was picking. So currently nobody's going Tornado, nobody's aging up through Horus. So possibly this will be the next meta, Horus will be the next meta for the next patch, because nobody's using it. Edging up through Horus, you get the Tornado, okay. Pretty similar to Meteor, but Meteor is stronger. And the unique tech we get is Axe of Vengeance. Horus increases the attack of Axemen as they lose hit points. And makes them stronger against buildings. So basically Axemen have plus 2.0 attack damage bonus against buildings. So Axemen become something like hoplites, Zeus hoplites. So they're good at destroying buildings with this upgrade. And for every 1% HP missing, they get plus 0.5% damage, extra damage. So the more damaged your Axemen are, the less damage they do. So if you're at the Mythic Age, if you see yourself at the Mythic Age through Horus as Set, and you get this upgrade, you might wanna stop healing your Axemen, because they do more damage as they're about to die. And if your opponent isn't focus firing the low hit point units of yours, then you can basically do a lot of damage to his army with this upgrade here. Spear of Horus. Horus lends Spearmen his weapons of retribution, increasing their attack and allowing them to counter cavalry more effectively. These two upgrades here, the Spear of Horus and the Greatest of 50, are S tier upgrades when you play against cavalry civilizations like Poseidon and possibly Ra, because Ra goes for Osiris camels. So what this upgrade does is Spearmen get plus 10% damage, which you might say that isn't that much important, is it? But they also get 1 extra attack damage bonus against cavalry, 1.0. It's a lot, because it multiplies. The Spearmen have a multiplier against cavalry. So if you see yourself playing against cavalry at the Mythic Age as Horus, you should definitely grab this upgrade. Because not only in general you get 10% damage against units, but you also counter cavalry like crazy. And we also have the Greatest of 50. Infantry hit points plus 30%, which it's a lot, trust me, it's a lot, 30% hit points for your Axemen and your Spearmen. So if you're making Spearmen, and infantry speed plus 10%, okay. And Spearmen, the Spearmen of Set are already faster with 5.3 speed. So if you get Greatest of 50, they should be as fast as Hippeus. As fast as Hippeus, really? Yes, they are as fast as Hippeus and they counter cavalry units. They also have 30% extra hit points, which is also a lot. So this was the unique tech so far about Set. Now I'll have to go over a recorded game, or actually have to go over the build order to show you guys. Let's pick a map that set is very strong. Let's pick Mars, for example. And let's say we're playing against Odin. I'm gonna be showing you the build order, the build for you to get 2 town centers, and what's like your winning condition. So 3 first villagers go to food, and you select one of these villagers and build a monument. So focus, because the set build order isn't easy to do. If you're looking to learn to play set, prepare to practice your build order, because you do many things at the same time when you're doing the set build order. So first things first, we wanna build with 1 villager and the pharaoh the monument to the villagers. With the 2 villagers we wanna build a granary to get the deer. And with the baboon we want to scout the map. And with the priest we want to find animals and convert them. It's one of set's unique bonuses. So let's get into the action. So you shift click this villager, building the monument to go to food, because you're gonna have 4 on total on food. The next 3 villagers will go to gold, like this. You want then to put pharaoh on top of the granary. You wanna empower the granary. So 4 on food with empowerment, baboon scouting, and with a priest we want to convert animals. Because we're converting animals right now, another thing you should remember about set, we're converting animals right now, and animals cost population. So with set you're gonna have quickly your first house, very quickly. So as soon as you find your hunt, the hunt you're going to convert with your priest, you're gonna already have a villager building a house. So now I've found my hunt, I'm converting some wild animals. So the next villager from the town center will build the first house and then shift it on the gold mine. Let's say we're scouting with this baboon. So 3 on gold, and then we wanna rally villagers to food. The reason we have 3 villagers on gold is because we wanna build a temple. And temple for Egyptians only cost 150 gold, nothing else. We got the conversion. You can see I can now control this water buffalo. Look at it, I can control it. And you can either use it to scout, or you can use it for early aggression early on, or you can put it on top of the second town center to delete it and eat it, like gather food from it. So here, after you have 8 on food, you're going to put 2 on wood, and once you have 150 gold, you're going to use 2 villagers to build your temple and shift them back to the gold. There we go. So 8 on food, then you put 2 to wood while building the temple with 2 villagers from gold. And after 2 on wood, you wanna auto your villagers to gold until you can age up. You can see I got another conversion, and because the conversion is still happening, you also wanna use one of the gold villagers to build another house, because you don't wanna get housed. So around here, what you can do is force drop the villagers to the granary, get enough food, and you age up, let's say, through Anubis. Now that we're aging up, we select the food villagers and we put them on gold. Because town centers as Egyptians cost only gold. So Yeah, you send those villagers to gold. You send the pharaoh as well. And now you're gonna grab pickaxe while aging up. And now you're also gonna use one wood villager because we already got pickaxe. We wanna use it to shift click few houses around your towers. Remember, as Egyptian, when you play Egyptians, always build your houses around the towers because your houses are for free. I can shift click all of my houses already if I want to, like this. They're for free, they don't cost any resources, and I get my population. As you're aging up, you also auto-queue villagers to gold. You wanna have at least 9 villagers. I sometimes put 10 or 11 villagers on gold. Right now we have 9. So we get these units out, we have the Anubite, we can use to raid and harass opponent. And now we grab the pharaoh and the gold villagers. We force drop them on the mining camp, and now we build the town center. We auto-queue villagers to gold. Well, so you wanna get husbandry. You put this on chickens. And after having 2 on gold here, you're gonna add 2 more villagers on food just to make sure that this town center isn't going to be idle once it's up. So here, what you can do with the animals of Set is put them right next to the town center and press the delete button. And villagers will start gathering food from them. They're now hunting these animals. This is the amount of food they have, which is great. And you can rally villagers on them as well from the town center. Don't put too many because they're going to be idle. I would suggest you put on gold. So you switch few to gold because you now wanna do something. You now wanna make, where is the monument? Here's the monument. We're gonna build barracks as Set around the monuments because this is how we get cheaper units. Two barracks next to the monument. Spearmen mainly cost food, and you wanna get this serpent spear, so you're gonna have few villagers on gold and mainly rallying villagers to food as Set. So I have plenty of villagers over here to food. I can then switch on these boars and the water buffaloes as well. And here I have berries, I have chickens, I have pigs. And now we're basically training spearmen from the barracks. Because what we want to do with the spearmen, let's train an Anubite as well, is raid because they're very fast. And they have this unique tech that boosts their damage. Here are the spearmen. So this was the 2 town center guide for Set. And now we can go over a recorded game and explain things how they work. Thank you for the $1.
Thanks for the Set introduction, Smile PogChamp.
You're welcome. Yeah. So now let's go over, I really appreciate it. Now let's go over a recorded game, a pro-recorded game. And I can then explain you how things work like with Set. I'm pretty sure I had it around here. Should be here. Was on Mars, Set against Poseidon. Set Poseidon, should be this one. Okay, maybe the recorded game is unavailable because it was on a different patch. It was on a different patch, but for some reason it's unavailable. Let's see if we have a different one. We surely have a different one. Yeah, we have this one. No, we have a... Yeah, we have this one here on Mars. A set mirror against chemo, I think. Yes, this was a set mirror against chemo. I'm not gonna be showing you the entire game, I'm only gonna be showing you the key spots and how good Set is with timings. Set is pretty strong with timings. So let's go over my point of view.
And you?
As you can see, you send a priest forward to convert animals, 4 on food. You build a house as soon as you find your hunt, and you start building house before you convert the animals, because you don't want to have idle town center. So 3 on gold. Here what I did, I changed a little bit the build order, because what I wanted to do was to get extra priest out very early. But for you, if you're not at the top 10 level, I suggest you to do the casual build order, the build order I showed moments ago. But here I was planning to rush the temple, get extra priests out and convert way more animals. You can also go for it if you're more experienced, but if you're a beginner or if you're now learning Set, I suggest you do the build order I showed moments ago. So yeah, I keep adding villagers to food until I can age up now. And then I switched few of them to wood to get husbandry, pickaxe, things like that. Some animal fight going on.
In which?
And Inito.
I now have like 10 villagers on goal with the Pharaoh empowerment and upgrading pickaxe, and I'm gonna be going for the second town center.
And we Greek. Inito. Greek.
So now I'm converting animals with 3 priests at the same time, which gives me a very strong free army already. Some fighting in the middle, nothing too special. We build our second town center and we lure these water buffaloes right to it, next to it. There we go. And with empowerment. Just some more fighting happening over here.
And which? Greek. And which? Greek.
Greek?
That was an unfortunate kill. And my plan here, in Egyptian mirrors we don't see, usually classical fighting is unnecessary because you have towers for free. The towers are upgraded for free, I mean, by aging up. And plenty of food in the base. So we are not looking to train spearmen to fight each other. Instead we are looking to get to the heroic age and build Migdol units that are stronger overall. I had crazy value over here, sniping his priests and the pharaoh. And he was back without any conversions, only a few. So your win condition as set is to get your Migdol strongholds around your monuments, so you can have cheaper Migdol units. And to get timings, so I get to the heroic age very fast, and I go to the mythic age as fast. Like, you will see what I'm talking about. So I'm just booming so far, nicely and peacefully. Plenty of food in the base, there is no reason to be aggressive. And even if he was being aggressive, there is no way he can do damage, because look at this gold mine, right behind this tower. Another tower over here, another back wood line, more berries, a back gold mine over here behind this town center. He cannot really get to my resources. And if he does, he's going to be an age behind, and I'm going to have the advantage. So I built this migdal over here, and because Seth has plenty of food from these wild animals, that means I can delay my farms and I can age up to the mythic age already. So I'm already aging up from this town center. Here I'm building a monument and another migdal. Like, always remember to build your barracks and your migdal strongholds next to your monuments. Kimo has an army out already, which I don't mind. Since he has no siege units, he cannot pressure me right now. He cannot pressure me without siege units, so I'm just staying behind. And when you age up a set, you just wanna grab all of the unique tech, everything that Thoth gives you, Thoth or Horus. Every time you age up through any minor god, just remember to grab every unique tech and utilize it. For example, if I'm upgrading greatest of 50, then I wanna make spearmen if my opponent has cavalry. So try to get to that point and you will realize that you will be ahead, that you will be winning fights with the unique tech you have. And you will see in general a big difference when playing games. So here I'm getting the unique tech, I'm getting heavy upgrade as well for the Cherot archers, and I'm looking to spam units out, as I also use the meteor in his base. And now the game has basically begun, using ancestors, using god powers. And now I'm having a big army, converting animals and training animals from Pharaoh. I have a big army that I can defend and destroy him. So this was the set guide for today. If you guys enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe if you're on YouTube, and if you're on Twitch, make sure to click that follow button.